erythema, which is not seen in this patient. By the way, cellulitis doesn't have any well score. Cellulitis is important to understand that you'll see that on your exam 1000%. But because this question was so short, it was very powerful. They give you a lot of important information. You needed to know as a DVT, got that. And then this is an example I want to bring up. I don't care what you're covering. You can be covering, meaning it doesn't make a difference if you're covering immunology now, micro, if you're doing cardio. You're joining us now for hematology oncology. One of the main questions I keep getting, and I love answering, is how to go about reading the answer choices. So a question like this, did you know it was a DVT? That's one thing I would ask you. Okay, good. You knew it. All right. And then what happened with the answer choices? Maybe you got sidetracked. Maybe you thought it was a D-dimer. That's fine. Now you know why it's not. You know it's a compression ultrasound, this test of choice for DVT. And then you should also spend a few moments reviewing TTE, CT pulmonary angio, and blood cultures. Why? Because now you understand more why these weren't the answers. And it also either rebuilds, builds, or reinforces your basic science foundation. Because a lot of you, all of you, even myself, the more you study, the more you feel you're going to be forgetting things. Why? Because you're constantly dumping information. Immuno, micro, biochem, cardio, pulmonary, renal, neuro. You're like, man, my head hurts. I understand that. That's why in order for all of you to do well and pass and not feel like you're reading and you're forgetting things, because you will forget things, you have to review as much as possible. Every person has to review differently. That's why there is no one answer. I would personally say, because I do get messages often, I would review in the morning. What am I reviewing? I'm scanning what I did yesterday. My notes, questions, mnemonics from first aid, fine. And then before I'm done for the day, before I say I am unplugging from the days of work that I'm doing, right? I'm done, I'm going to go have dinner. I will review another half hour of what I did today. The more you review in the morning and the afternoon, the more you review on the weekends, the more you review, you pass the test. Very simple. If you don't review, all you're doing is study, thinking you're absorbing everything. And then 3 weeks from now, you're like, I don't remember what I did 2 weeks ago. And that's what happened, right? So question like this is important. Go through it. DVTs will be on your exam. Pulmonary embolism will be on your exam. Right heart failure will definitely be on your exam. It's either cardio phys, blood work, or preload, afterload. So this is important. Well score, do not worry for now. If you have time later, go over it. It's not a big deal right now. It really is not a big deal. But if you hit AMBOSS, it'll tell you everything about the well score here. They go into great detail, and it's really beautiful because they have all the information in one beautiful software. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Any questions here, guys? I know it was a little tricky, but a really nice way to review that. If you have the answer as A, always on your boards, be careful, double check. Just telling you, just think my voice, hear my voice and say, he said to double check a letter A, because you don't know if it's right or wrong, right? You might think it's right, but are you jumping too fast? And then go through the answer choice and know them.